God damn. The problem is like once you do that, now I have the whole song playing in my head.
Oh, the Pinky and the Brain song?
Yeah, it's all there.
All right. All right, so we left off leaving the cavern, and you guys are heading off towards Brandalek. So we have our 4 players and 2 NPCs accompanying them. So let's do a really quick overview of where we're at and what everybody's currently doing, just because if someone watches this later, we don't know where we left off. Who's got what? Who's doing what?
In what regard? I know Devish has the fleece. I think we're just walking. Kurtz is probably just keeping a close eye on Lilash. Yeah. Really.
Strong Braid is up in front, walking side by side with her, asking her about Brandylac and her business that she had there and how she came to find herself just desperate for a way to cure her husband.
And what is the idea of trying to cure the husband?
What is the idea of trying to cure the husband?
What's the goal with that?
So supposedly the fleece we have, which Fierce tasked us to get for him and not for her.
Okay.
Making that clear.
I hate you so much.
Supposedly has magical powers that can heal any wound. Therefore, she believes that it will cure her husband. However, we've also been told that it's a recurring illness, and he'll probably have to wear it for the rest of his life.
Okay, and that creates an issue. Why?
Because it is a very treasured artifact within the Shroud Society for their sort of caste system and ranking up within their society, essentially.
Okay.
Also, someone already stole it and hid it in a giant secret cavern filled with traps and bugbears, so we got that to worry about too.
So
yeah, we have yet to figure out why that was done.
Okay, and Devis, played by Brian, is kind of your mediator, I would say, between Fierce and the party, and so he's the one who made the call for you guys to go ahead and head up to Brundalik just to see if this place could help Lilash's husband. So he gave the green light, so everybody's going with it. You guys just did a bunch of encounters inside of the cavern that you were in, and so you guys are on your way, and it's going to be a several-day trip to get there. So Brendalek is about halfway from Candoria to the Temple of the Divine, which you guys haven't been to yet. So many people stop at Brendalek because of it's a good resting point throughout, and it's also become kind of a place for trade and for items to come in through this place. And so that's where you guys are going to be heading. It is quite the trek. So we will commence role-playing while traveling, and then when we get to a certain place, I will update the map for you guys.
Okay, wait, so is Candoria between us and Brendel?
No, the location where you guys are at, you're still going to get to Brandlik, but you're not going to go through Candoria. Going to Candoria then, too, would be out of the way. Does that make sense?
Goddamn. So we're going to be out on the road for 7 days?
Hope you know how to hunt.
I was going to say, I have, like, no provisions.
Why, what are you wanting to do?
Well, I was just going to say, I didn't know if we wanted to stop in town, if it was like a rest point, or if there is any rest point that we know of that will be like a means to resupply. If it's a week's journey, I feel like that's definitely...
If your concern is just for rations, Devis does have a surplus of rations.
Okay.
Kurtz is also very capable with survival.
All right. We'll go with this.
Lilash, is there places that we can stop for water along the way?
No.
Because all our fucking water containers are full of some nasty shit.
I mean, you can drink the harpy water if you want.
Just no singing after that. No, there are a few streams that I could help you find. They're spread throughout. There's not any place that I stop every time I'm on the road, but I know of a couple.
That's good.
What time is it currently right now as we are making our way?
It's early morning right now. Yeah.
Okay, so it's still a fresh day. All right.
Yes. And
how much-
everybody,
how-
and it was a long rest, so everybody's topped off on health and slots and all that stuff.
Okay.
Wait, when did we take a long rest?
Because the game ended.
Oh,
The last session.
oh well.
Yeah, so we're just gonna start fresh.
Cool.
Okay. All right. So if that's the case, then yeah, there's gonna have to be some things up on that.
There is, Lilash, you do know of a stream nearby. It's about 15 minutes out. It is on the way.
Okay.
All right.
There's a stream this way.
Oh, fucking great. We should probably go that way then. Yeah, right. Yeah. Then.
Because
Yeah.
Rin is carrying a very awkward drawer filled with water.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna. I'll turn around and be like, are you really gonna carry that for the next 2 weeks?
Well, I'd rather if I found maybe a chest or something, or a large wine skin or something to put this in, preferably. Oh, maybe you could find an animal and we could use its bladder. That would be useful.
Oh, there you go.
Kurtz opens his mouth and then shuts it because he's conflicted about the fact of going out of his way to do that, but then also he gets to kill something.
Plus, we could use some provisions. I know we could get some fresh meat, something nice to eat. I only have some eggs and bread left. That's all I got.
I have a
That's-
few rations on my person I can share with us, at least for a day or two.
Well, that's a day or two. That still leaves at least another 5 days of travel.
Kurtz will just nod. When we get to the stream, I'll go out and see if I can track something down.
Okay. So as you guys
We've all survived through the days of famine. I'm sure that we can survive a 7-day trip on light rations.
It's true.
Well, rations are one thing, but I would also like something to encase this water in. Because, I mean, you don't know how awkward it is to walk at this certain pace while this is sloshing. It's very awkward.
Are you gonna use your unseen servant to carry it, or are you carrying it?
I could, though. It would take me 10 minutes every hour. No, I'll have to have a 10. I mean, if you're alright for walking everyone and then 10-minute break, walk 10-minute break, walk 10. Is that alright? Is that a normal travel pace?
No.
No. All right.
Well,
you
I'm,
do
go-
have
I'm gonna need
more.
I'm gonna need a.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna need a stream from Lilash every 15 minutes, anyways.
Yeah.
You do have some of that harpy water in Strong Braid's container as well. But I'll
And
leave
I
it
have
up
a-
to you.
I have a bottle of it too, and an oil cask.
Well, I'd rather
oil.
not lose
Everyone,
it, though.
actually take a minute to check your inventory and see if there's anything else that could transfer that liquid into.
I have a 25-pound chest.
What the? You're walking around with a chest?
Yeah.
Like strapped to your
carrying-
back or what?
I'm
It's
carrying
like a
whole bunch
Pokeball.
of-
Just right-
I just don't feel like that chest is going to be waterproof.
I just wait in the trees, and then when someone walks down, I just trap them in it. Gotcha, bitch.
I suppose the best thing is if you wouldn't mind, Kurtz, if you have maybe some skills in hunting, if we could find a deer or some kind of larger creature, I could put that in the bladder. That way, it's much easier to carry.
As stated, once we get to the stream, I'll see if I can find something.
All right, and I'll just have my servant carry it in the meantime.
Okay. All right. So you're making your way down the path as Lilash leads the way. Devis, where are you going to be wanting to be related to the party's position while you're going? Because you're carrying the fleece rolled up in a bag. Is that correct?
Probably have him walk somewhere between me and Kurtz.
I think he's frozen.
Yeah, that's correct. I have it on me.
I can I
Can
can
you
see
hear
him
me?
moving.
Yeah, I can hear you
Yeah, we
now.
can hear you.
There we go.
I think you were frozen for a minute.
Okay.
So you
That
have
sucks.
it rolled up in a bag, correct?
Yes, I'm thinking like somewhere like in the middle of the group, like in the middle of the marching order, like like second or third in a row.
Okay.
Lilash is not going to let herself get too far away from him.
Okay. So what would your preferred method of, the party going? Like you tell them where to go, or you're leading and they follow you?
Kind of like a mixture of both. So like if Devis starts getting too far behind me, then I'll slow down a little bit and just kind of say, keep following the path.
Okay.
And then once Devis catches up a little bit, if somebody goes the wrong way, then I'll like jump in front and lead them.
Okay. So the area of leaving the cavern you guys were in, it's very dense foliage, lots of trees, and it is a little bit warmer. And as you make your way up towards the stream, just as we travel, the trees are gonna be a lot less sparse, and it's gonna start getting colder because you guys are gonna be heading up an elevation, and going over a mountain. Actually, it's the shortest path from where you are to Brandolic, where you're going. You eventually start hearing the sounds of moving water, and you are near that body of water that you're approaching.
Okay. Yeah, once we...
Finley's
Okay.
gonna pull out his balalalika as we walk up to the stream and just play a nice little ditty as we're happy to be alive and javelin-less in my shoulder back. So yeah, just jamming. I don't know if you guys-
You have some.
yeah, we're just jamming. Go ahead.
All right, and
Just happy to be alive.
you have made your way to the water, so you guys can top off anything you need to, or get drinks as also see fit, and you guys can wait a little bit if you want to go hunting with Kurtz.
Yeah, I'll hand off my water skin to Finley and ask him to fill it up and then sort of set out into the woods with my bow.
Kurtz, can I follow you? I'd love to observe and see how you do this.
Have you hunted before?
Not a single time once in my life. This sounds like a thrilling experiment.
Do you know how to be quiet? Okay, let's see how this goes. You're very observant, so that might help as well. Will that help as well, GM? To give me advantage?
Sure, why not? Yeah, taking Rin on something where something can go wrong is never a bad idea. So who's all staying? And who's splitting?
I'm staying.
I'd probably stick around with Lilash and Devis around the water if that's what they do.
Yeah.
While I'm
Yeah,
walking and talking with Lilash, would I notice that she's like starts to get a little antsy if she gets too far away from Devish and the fleece?
Yeah, you notice that he's always in the corner of her eye.
Yeah. She's not being discreet about it at all.
Before I leave, I'll actually go up to Finley and kind of whisper to him, keep an eye on the girl. If she tries anything, just keep her contained till I get back.
Oh no, I've been keeping my eye on that little one this whole time. You don't have to remind me at all. But
For different
you meant
reasons, though.
I'll just sigh, pat him on the back, like I knew I could trust you.
right. You meant for more of like make sure she's not up to no good. I was more or less
Yep.
just
No,
What?
no,
her because of she's a female. But
absolutely.
sure, yeah, no problem. And I'll fill up your water balls here too, your little thinger. Yeah, sure. Just be your water. I'll be your water bitch for the next hour. That's fine. And I'll just go over and fill the water thingy up.
So with that crit, did I kill an elephant with a penknife?
No. So what kind of animals are you trying to track down?
Anything?
With a big bladder.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
What's in the woods? Like, is it just like a general like American type of forest where there's bears and deer and moose and shit?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Alright,
Yeah,
go
we'll
for a
with that.
bear if I go with a bear.
Oh, you're going for a bear. All right, so it takes you, since you're going for something that's more of a solitary animal and there's not as high of a population, it does take you a while before you start finding any kind of hints of them. But eventually you do find some scat, and then you follow that along, and you do find an actual tracks that lead off towards a cave. Yeah.
Oh, I still have to hunt it. I thought that was for the whole fucking ordeal. All right. Huh. Cool. All right. So I'll just, I guess I'll just follow the tracks. I'll try to keep quiet, not stealthing, but I mean, I assume what Kurtz knows about bears is you can scare them away if you're loud and intimidating, but they aren't like the most, I give a shit animals in the world, like deer.
Okay. So you, instead of making this a long ordeal, yeah, we'll have the bear there a little bit. I wanna get an attack roll from you though.
Okay.
Do you need any help with that? Should I help you with this?
I don't think you can.
Well, I'm very adept with the bow. I can fire just as well. I've had training.
Do you guys
have
want
a
to try
bow?
firing at the same time?
I don't have a bow on me, but
Oh.
I mean, I can always fire a fire bolt. That too.
Do you have anything that would keep the skin less on fire so that we could sell it later?
I could use force, magical force darts.
That would work excellently, yes.
Okay.
We don't need the bones. The pelt's pretty valuable, if I remember
Well,
them.
I will not miss a single shot. You just tell me when.
All right. Kurtz will kind of kneel down and get the bear in his view with the bow, draw back the string, let out a breath, and then just turn and nod to Rin and release the arrow. Do I get advantage for a sneak attack?
Sure.
I don't need it.
No, you don't need it. No, you're good.
You could crit. You never know.
And
I mean,
then,
through one eye and out the other with the arrow.
Rin, you're gonna
Yeah.
do a magic missile at the same time.
Yes, I am.
All right, let's get damage and see if it's enough to take him down. Oh yeah,
10.
definitely. Yeah, you took him down for sure.
All right. I'll actually stand up and clap Rin on the back, like, good job. And go over and start gutting the bear and harvesting whatever meat I can and whatever would be valuable from it. Kind of.
Seems rather easy.
Now, Curtis, you do remember from the first time you were taken hunting when you were just, knee high, that your first kill, you're supposed to eat the raw heart of the animal you kill.
As I cut into the chest and I separate the organs out, I do find the heart and I just slice it out delicately enough not to damage it and sort of just hand it to him and look at him.
Okay.
I think I know enough of anatomy that that's not the bladder. That looks like the heart.
Correct. Eat it.
What?
Eat it. Take
Why?
a bite.
Why?
You have to. You
Why?
have to.
Why?
To appease the gods of the hunt.
What god?
The gods of the hunt.
This is all very new. I've never heard of this.
All right, well, let me explain it to you. I understand you're a man of academics and not of faith. It's fine. In the country, when we first kill our animal, the animal is in itself innocent. The gods do not disrespect us for taking the life of an innocent creature, but they do deem that we respect it. Eating the heart is a way to transfer the spirit of the animal into yourself.
That seems a little grotesque.
Kirsten shrugs, still holding out the heart.
I'll save it for later.
No,
yes.
you gotta eat it. You gotta eat it while it's warm.
While it's warm. Yes.
While the
Well, I
soul
can
is
always
still-
There's
warm
still a
it
snow
back
pulse.
Your unseen servant can't help you now, bro.
You're alone.
up. Rin will conjure a mage hand, just to have the mage hand pick it up slightly so he can just look at it and he kind of go, yes.
Curse
it's-
doesn't let go. He just grips it a little tighter. Bite it.
Well, wouldn't I need to hold it to do that? I'm not going to eat out of the palm of your hand.
If you don't eat it, I'll destroy the bladder.
What nonsense is that?
Do it.
No, I will certainly not.
I just put the tip of the knife up to the bladder. Do it.
Can I make a... Do I know if he's being serious? Like, is he actually going to do it, or is he just trying to pull the leg?
I guess you can do
What
an
do you
insight
think?
check.
I don't know. This is.
Do you really need a roll for that? Or, I mean, I mean, you can, I guess.
I mean,
You-
I barely know Kurtz. This is
Yeah, looking at the knife touching the bladder, it's like actually starting to almost pierce it. So you're taking him for his word.
Okay. So while he's holding it in front of me, like I guess, like I'm guessing you're holding it like as a
Yeah.
face kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm sort of down on one knee next to the carcass and just holding it up with one hand, looking at you.
Well, I mean, you're slightly taller than me. Or are you kneeling down?
I'm on one knee, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Got the bear, yeah.
All right. So Rin is going to try to subtly cast Minor Illusion to make a lump of the flesh appear on one side, so it looks like he's biting into it.
Okay.
He'll try to do that without him realizing that's what he's doing.
Okay.
There's
Give
a
me,
check I can make for that, right? It's like intelligence.
well, you wouldn't know to make it though. Give me a sleight of hand check.
Oh, come on, please be good. Please be good.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I would say you successfully would pull off. It's definitely beat his passive. So.
All right, so I would just be doing that slight little thing as my face would lean in as I quickly whisper and do.
Yes, passive.
Delicious. Pretending that I'm eating it.
Good shit.
Insight.
No, I don't. He beat your passive perception, so I don't think you would know what to do that.
I mean, I am technically trying to be deceiving at that point,
Yeah,
so
you're
I
good.
can kind of understand it. But
Yeah.
Kurtz doesn't trust him, but he'll just be like, no
I
nod.
mean, you might
Well.
not. You might notice that there's not a bite taken out of the actual heart once you.
That's true, actually.
But I'm not there.
My passive perception is 16.
16. He rolled an 18 on sleight of hand though.
Yeah.
so.
All right. I'll just kind of let him keep the heart. Like, all right, good for you. You've completed your first hunt.
yes,
No.
thank you.
Remove the bladder, hand it to him, and then continue my gutting of the carcass.
Okay.
I will try to drain the bladder if it's not drained.
Yes, and once you get back over to the creek, you can wash it out and stuff, so it's
Great.
ready to actually
All right.
hold the water or the harpy water, whichever you're wanting to put into it. And so, Kurtz, you're taking the hide and the meat, and is that it?
I mean, that's the most valuable parts of the bear, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the rest of it, anything that I'd say I couldn't carry or anything else, I'll leave for scavengers.
Rin, give me a history check real quick.
Right, history. 21.
Oh, okay. So you do recall that some people highly value the tongue of bear, and it's
Oh.
not always for consumption. It could be used for ingredients for different culinary things or potion things.
Oh well. Kurtz, don't forget the tongue. That's actually very valued.
I'll kind of look at the skull in my hand and at the tongue, covered in blood, of course. Really?
Oh yes, I mean, haven't you heard of cow tongue before? That's a delicacy. Now, bear tongue, I've heard, is not only very nutritious, but it also has good properties for other applications.
Huh. Learn something every day. Now slice it out.
Okay. All right. So it'll take you a little while to get all that done, but this is not your first rodeo, so you're pretty proficient at it. So you get it all chopped up, and you get the hide removed, and you guys eventually start making your way back over to the creek. Was there anything going on over at the creek, or are you guys just waiting for them to come
Oh
back?
yeah. Oh, there's definitely stuff going on over at the creek.
All right. So what happened while they were gone?
Strong braid. I don't know. Are you doing anything before I get into what I'm doing over here?
Lilash, you look a little bit on edge still. Are you okay?
I would rather be there than here, but there's not much I can do about that. So, do you think they'll be back soon? We can keep going.
I'm sure that they'll be back soon. You know, I can't help but notice that you keep looking over at Devis. You know, we're on our way already back to Brandylac, to your home, to help you. He's not going anywhere, and we're not going anywhere, and we've made our promise. I think that you can calm down a little bit. You know, I know that you probably went through something with those bird folk, but you're safe now. And you don't have to worry, you're not in danger anymore.
it's not a means of mistrust, and it's no offense to any of you. I don't think that he will take it and leave. I've been looking for it for so long. It's almost, I can't believe that it's real. And I just want to make sure that nothing happens to it. And the more eyes watching it, the better.
Well, I want to assure you as best that I can that we will do what must be done to help you and your husband. I don't think you have anything to worry about. We will get back to Brandylac, and hopefully this fleece that you've been looking for so long that we now have and is on its way to help you, does what you hope it does.
Thank you. I hope so too. And thank you again so much for helping me. I know you had no reason to trust me or help me at all. But...
I'll look over at Finley and I'll just say, take it easy on her.
No, I've been sitting here this whole time playing on my little guitar, listening in.
She's been through a lot, Finley.
No, I completely understand, but Lilash, I couldn't help but just wonder. The sanctity of marriage has always been something that's always intrigued me. What did you say the name of your husband was again?
God, I have it written down. Hold on.
The fastest route between 2 points is a straight line.
His name is Drandolin.
What's his name?
Drandolin.
Drandolin. Oh, that's a dashing name. Is he a gnome stature such as yourself, or?
Yes, he is.
Oh, that's wonderful. If you don't mind me asking, we have a little bit of time for my compatriots to come back. How did you two meet, by the way, if you don't mind me implying or intriguing?
Well, it was a long time ago. My father was actually in the trade business, going back and forth from the sea to various cities selling what he could. And I was usually at the port waiting for him to return from his adventures, and whenever he would get back and travel the countryside, sometimes he would take me with him. And on one of these endeavors, he interacted with Drandolin's mother. She had a magical item shop, and he ended up inheriting it. And ever since I met him, I always begged my father a little bit harder to go with him on his journey, and eventually I never left.
Oh, so you fell head over heels for this lad at first sight, or was it something that took a little bit of time to fall head over heels over?
The attraction was instant.
Oh.
But the love and relationship to take a bit more time. He is quite a stubborn man. He hasn't had much fight in him lately, but he always did have his own ways that he would like to stick to, which would get annoying at times, but it always made me smile.
It seems like some of that stubbornness has rubbed off on you, Lilash.
I'm afraid so. Whenever you spend as much time with someone as I have, you kind of absorb some of their features, some of their best and some of their worst. I'm not sure which the stubbornness would count as, but I have adapted it as part of my own life now.
I'm sure that your husband, Drendolin, will be quite grateful for your stubbornness right about now.
Yes, although he wouldn't call it stubbornness, he would call it foolishness. Everything I've done to get this. But the things we do for love, I suppose.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir on that one. Listen, I couldn't help but wonder. I don't think I ever really got much information pertaining to your husband's sickness. What exactly? How long's he been sick for, and what exactly is it doing to him?
Well, it all started back when pestilence came. It was about that time that he started getting sick. He started seeming very weak. He didn't put up as much of a fight.